演讲会。So we're gonna have a really full, great speakers and really fun table topics. Let me first introduce people who's going to help us achieve that. I think Xiaomei is going to be the grammarian and
yes.
Oh, before we do that, we do need someone to volunteer as our counter and timer.
I can be the timer.
You can be the timer also?
And grammarian, but I cannot be the tone master.
Anyone want to be the tone master?
Okay, I'll be tone master.
Okay, so you will be the tone master. Anyone for our content? So Janice is going to be our counter. Alright, so we have all the rows assigned. It's a little bit late. Normally we will go into the different rows for each of these people. We're going to try to skip that tonight since we're kind of late. We're going to go straight into the first speech. It's by Cathy Huang. 那今天晚上因为时间上稍微有一点点的急迫，那我们就直接进入我们的备稿演讲。今天总共有3位演讲人。第一位演讲员是 Cathy， 她的主题是 How to Stay Healthy Indoor. It's a speech from the advanced menu speaking to inform. Project number 2, the resources for informing. And her evaluator tonight is going to be Samuel.
Oh, okay.
Samuel, would you like to stand up to tell us about the objectives?
Sure. So this project number 2 is actually from Speaking to the Inform Manual, as Sherry has explained. The objectives for the speech are to analyze your audience regarding your chosen subject, focus your presentation at the audience level of knowledge, build a supporting case for each major point using information gathered through research, and effectively use at least one visual aid to enhance the audience understanding. Time limit is 5 to 7 minutes.
Alright, let's look at Cathy.
How to stay healthy indoors. Have you ever had headache, feel nauseated, peeing inside? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Work too hard.
So you may have the sick building syndrome. Have you ever heard sick building syndrome at all?
Yes.
Oh, I think some of you have heard it. So sick building syndrome is a syndrome that you can pinpoint why you're not feeling well indoor. It's not related to your personal health. It's by the indoor environment, meaning the air quality, the carpet, the paint, some of the environment that contribute to the indoor air pollutions that cause your body not feeling well. So, have anyone heard of EPA, Environmental Protection Agencies? So they are the agencies that monitor our air quality, provide some guidelines on what should be done, what should not be done in the industry to ensure our welfare, public health for the public. So they're saying actually sometimes indoor air quality can be worse than being outdoor. Can you imagine? Because when you see maybe a cloudy sky and then you thought, oh, it's bad not to go out, not to do any exercises. But you realize it's worse to stay at home because the air inside is more toxic than the air outside. So I think many of us are not aware of it, but there's once in a while you feel like, oh, when I get out of my office, I feel much better. So you thought it's the people, the stress. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's none of these. It's just the air quality inside. So let's figure out what causes the sick building syndromes. There are 3 causes. Majority. 1 is inadequate ventilations. So maybe the HVAC system is not supposed to provide adequate air supply. The place kind of stuffy. Maybe now what we're feeling is kind of a little bit stuffy because the HVAC has been turned off. Second is the chemical contaminants from the indoor source. I'm sure some of you have heard VOC. It's volatile organic compound, mostly used in paint. Some of the carpet, some of the tile grout. So in a study, it says if you have exposed to moderate to high level of VOC, it may cause cancers. So it's serious. It's not something we could take it lightly. And the third cause is biological contaminants, like mold. You restroom sometimes you get wet, you see the dark stuff on the ceiling, and you see the bathroom tiles get really pink, dark brown. That's mold. Mold and fungus are really bad to our airway intake, so it affects our health. So now we talk about the causes. What are the solutions we can do? What can we do? I mean, of course, we're not, if you own your home or even you work in an office, it's not going to go renovate the HVAC system. We don't have the decisions or the power to make this retrofit. But as in the video, there are some solutions we could do. Let's break it down. One of the 4 areas of solutions. First is pollutant source removal or modifications. Second is increasing ventilation rate. Third is air cleaning. Fourth is the education and communications. So I would say, break it down, we could pretty much do 3 out of the 4. The pollutant removal, air cleaning, and education and communications. So let's start from the first one. How do we remove the pollutant solutions? How do we remove, what are the pollutants in the building that we can pinpoint? I'm sure Sam, you're very familiar, like pollutant. Can you point out one of the pollutants in our building?
Dust.
Dust. And when we do ventilation, what are the contributing pollutants in a ventilation project typically?
In a ventilation project?
Like a renovation.
Oh, renovation project. It could be lead, asbestos.
And maybe paint too, because we put paint on the wall mostly. Most cost-effective upgrade for a space. And paint, have you ever heard of low VOC or even zero VOC paint? Because typically market paint, maybe like $10 to $15 per gallon. Those are the typical paint has really high VOC content. When we consider low, maybe 25 milligram per liter, or even 0 is the best. So usually zero VOC paint. There are a few leading brands. I could show you some image, so next time you can identify. So Yolo Color House is one of them, and Benjamin Moore also has a line. They sell low VOC. So it's getting to the market. It's getting commonplace. It's not something you have to go to a specific specialty store. You go to Home Depot. They will have 4 or 5 products you could choose. And I would say now it's becoming more affordable, maybe versus $20 per gallon. It's $40 per gallon. But think about $20 per gallon. How much paint do you need in a room? Maybe a quarter a gallon, even less. Less than, say $20 more. If you don't do that, then you get sick. You see a doctor. How much more impact in finance-wise to your health? So it's not worth it to try to save pennies here and there when something that small can really harm your health. So other pollutants, I would say maybe when you want some carpet at home, there's one thing you need to look out for carpet. Is their carpet or grout, they have a Green Guard certifications, meaning they have gone through testing that they know the low VOC emissions is very low, is safe for our health. That's why they have certification. This for consumer easily identify products that are safe to use. So next time when you shop for a house renovation or cleaner, look for Green Guard certifications. And then it kind of pretty much briefly talk about how to remove pollutants. And how do we do the air cleaning? In 1989, it's like 20-some years ago, NASA already have studies on how to use indoor plant to clean the indoor air quality. So it's something very cost effective. Like maybe a plant, $5, $10, but plant, unless you don't water it, it will die. Otherwise, it would keep growing. You could even from one plant to be multiple plants. So it's really low cost. And there are also only some species can contribute that effect. And this is one of it. This is English ivy. So you mostly see outdoor, but I guess you could also do it maybe in a pot, in a vine setting. So it grows really fast. And for these plants that do well in indoor, they are really hard to die off. So something is good. And then the next one is peace lily. So peace lily, not only it looks good, it's pretty, and they also clean your hair. So what else can we ask for a plant? And then the third plant we could use for cleaning the indoor air is snake plant. Can anyone guess from the appearance of this plant what is the nickname of this plant? It's mother-in-law's tongue. Because the leaf kind of long. Well, I don't know. Well, I can't imagine, but it says it's also called mother-in-law's tongue. So, but you shouldn't say it in front of mother-in-law, right? So that pretty much summarize the two strategies you could use to clean our indoor air, put it on low cost. And the last one is education and communications. Of course, maybe at home, you could do, besides this stuff, you could do for your cleaners, for your household cleaners. You could, some people use, Windex or some really high pollutants cleaning. This not say green cleaner, but when they say green, like organic or even natural. You have to understand what I mean by natural, because every product can claim natural. But what really goes into it, you have to look at the ingredient list. The longer ingredient list, the worse they are. And they usually, the highest concentration of the ingredient is always first in the list. If some name you cannot even pronounce it, that means they're bad. They're petroleum-based product. So something you cannot pronounce it, then it must be some chemically made product. It's not natural. And second, have you ever thought of using white vinegar to clean? White vinegar is really low cost. A gallon is $4. So, or I mean, ask me to stop talking. So basically, white vinegar is really low cost cleaner you could use. So let me summarize again. We could really help to improve our health by removing pollutant indoor, cleaning air with the plants, and education and communications. Thank you.
Wow, there was a lot of information, and obviously Kathy is very knowledgeable and passionate about the topic, so if you ever have any questions about how to stay healthy indoor, feel free to reach out to her. So in front of you, there's the yellow stickers. We actually would like everyone to take just 1 minute, and Tamia will help us to time 1 minute.
Yep.
Just write a little bit evaluation you felt about Kathy's speech.